Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me tonight. My name is Jasmine and tonight we're going to be talking about the new moon and how that will affect you for the next 2 weeks. So the new moon just passed here on the 20th of July. It was in the sign of Cancer, the second new moon to be in the sign of Cancer. It's in the later degrees. The first one was in the earlier degrees of Cancer, but this is the one that we get without an eclipse, which is great. So it's not going to be as intense, but still very transformative. So this new moon in Cancer, huge, majorly emotionally triggering. Whether you think you have emotions or not, you're going to see them. And one of the bigger messages that are going to be coming through here is going to be find comfort in not knowing the outcome. And that's easier said than done, but we're all doing our best out here. Find comfort in not knowing the outcome. Also, Cancer itself, the sign, which is the sign that the new moon was in on the 20th, is about family, emotional healing, alone time, home, moving, maternal figures. So those are all things that could be coming into light right now. Like I said, the new moon is happening for each sign in a different house. So with that said, I did want to give you guys a personal download that I got separate from the actual meaning of the new moon. I personally feel a huge pull towards sobriety and clear-headedness. I feel like we're really making sure that our rose-colored glasses don't just come off but stay off, while we pick up our magnifying glass to look at the places in our lives where we have placed a band-aid on a cut that needed to be stitched up. So when thinking about this, you also want to realize that there are going to be some reassessments that happen with all the retrogrades that are going on. Rethinking, reassessing, resorting. Something needs to be sorted out from the past, that we've kind of done something where it's like, oh, I just need to do this to get by. I need to do this to get by. We're not getting by anymore. I feel like there's a lifting of a veil coming up here. So when you do see those things that need to be stitched, you may feel a little bit overwhelmed and a little bit emotional. Try your best to let those emotions release. You want to make sure that your water, which is your emotion, is clean as possible on the inside, okay? It is also very important to remember that you're a spiritual being having a physical experience, not the other way around. So we are still learning how to be human. Give yourself some compassion. Try your best to give compassion to others too, for this is when we need it most. So that's my personal download. So let's go ahead and get into the signs and see where it's happening for you. Aquarius, thank you so much for joining me tonight. So let's go ahead and talk about where the new moon is placed in your sign. So we are looking at the 6th house here. I serve. This is daily life that we're looking at, all right? So here we're going to be looking at work, health, services, organization, time management. It's ruled by Virgo, so it's very Virgo energy, if you can think of that. This could also translate to your daily routines, organization, things of that nature. Health is huge here. So with this new moon bringing new opportunities and new energy, right? That's happening in your 6th house. So you could be directing that energy more towards your health, your eating habits, your daily habits, how you go about your day, what time you wake up, what time you go to sleep, and routines like that, daily routines, okay? So you are turning more towards your health. If you are changing routines, you could be changing the way you're eating. You could be eating, going all vegan, all vegetarian, or you could be going all meats, pescatarian. There's a lot of different things that you could be readjusting there. So I'm pulling cards right now to help us on that journey to kind of see what it is that we need to do. In that sense, because Saturn is retrograde, we are looking at kind of holdups, pauses, setbacks, people trying to kind of stop you on your journey, or really kind of trying to reroute you. Okay, and if that does happen, you have perseverance. You can get through this, Aquarius. You do have to persevere. You have to try your best to clean and organize your space. It's really gonna broaden up your mind and help you excuse me, it's gonna help you get through any sort of issues that you have with clarity of the mind. Cleanliness of the body could also be your air quality here. You being an Aquarius, an air sign, I would definitely look at maybe cleaning up the air that's surrounding you. So let's go ahead and get into the cards here and see what we have. First, we have trapped in fear. 8 of Swords. Afraid of looking at information, listening to information, afraid of communicating with someone, staying away from someone so you don't have to talk to them. That could even be internal. There could be issues that you are afraid to fix because you might not think you know how, Aquarius. There's a lot of answers lying for you in the darker parts of yourself that create the fear in the first place. Whatever it is, wherever it is that fear is stemming from, you could see snippets of it through your dreams, through your actual dreams. If you can think back and look at any sort of, or maybe even the most recent nightmares or scary parts of dreams and whatnot, those parts are going to be very beneficial for you to look at. You might want to keep a dream journal. Informing yourself and communicating to yourself in that way, like reading it when you wake up, it's like your subconscious is speaking to you, but now you're conscious enough to consciously take the message. Okay, wow, that was a lot initially. So yeah, don't be afraid of change, Aquarius. It's there for your benefit. All right, next we have foundation and achievements. 4 of Wands, this would translate to. Then, to clarify that, we have the 4 of Swords here. So there is, yes, perseverance is here. Yes, fix old problems. Yes, quit vices. Yes, act, Aquarius, act. But don't forget that between the time of acting from one role to another, there is a rest and rejuvenance that needs to happen. Funny enough, it actually came out at the bottom of the deck for you guys' reading as well. 4 of Swords, or 4 of Swords, I think. 4 and 4. So remember that this new moon is happening in the house of Cancer, or in the house of Cancer. Ooh. In the sign of Cancer. So that is about the home. That is about the issues that we have deeper down inside of us about the house that the new moon is happening in. So issues that you might have deeper down within yourself in regards to your body, your daily habits, your vices, what you run to, what you run away from. So we're looking at that very deeply right now, Aquarius, and that could be popping up in different ways if you're not consciously, actively taking a step to look at that, okay? Might be popping up in different ways. So rest. Next, we have material harvest. 9 of Pence, I would say, with judgment. You could be receiving a raise. You could be getting a new financial opportunity in regards to health and fitness. Somebody could be looking at your work and kind of bringing a stern eye to it to see if it's something that they can actually capitalize on and make capital off of, right? So I can see you kind of diving into that if you're deciding to. And also here with the food, you might actually be changing your diet here, Aquarius, if you're considering that. I see that it's going to be very supported within these next 2 weeks. Okay, so let me see here for Aquarius. Next, we have the base chakra. Going back to that home root chakra. Wearing some red, maybe eating more red foods. There is a connection that we're getting here. Let me show you this. I think that Spirit is calling right now for you to meditate or do some yoga and ground yourself, because you need a little bit more grounding here, Aquarius. Look at this. It kind of looks like they're both meditating, right? And at first when I saw this, I was thinking about myself doing yoga, and I like yoga with Adrienne, actually. She's amazing. She's so funny. She makes you laugh in like the weirdest poses. You would love her. Anyway, so yeah, and I can picture sitting on the ground and having that rooted connection, and I can see that would really help you, because there's something new waiting to start once you reroot yourself. And there's two things here. Something's going to be creative, and there's a creative new beginning and a money new a new beginning that has to do with money here for you. Probably once you, I have a feeling that once you get connected to the divine, to yourself, when you're connected to yourself, you're connected to the divine, right? Because you are divine. Anyway, once you connect, there's new beginnings, or there's new opportunities right on the other side of that door. So do whatever you can to either meditate, or maybe listen to the Hertz frequencies. That would be cool. Okay, and then lastly, for you, Aquarius, we have boundaries. Where do we need to establish better boundaries? Wow. Yeah, where do we need to establish better boundaries? If you're trapped in fear and you need this much rest, like this much rest, what are you doing? Spirit's asking you here, where can you set firmer boundaries? Where can you establish a line to where people can't cross, you know? Or if you cross this line, you're in the warning zone, and once you cross this other line, like, it's done, you know? Setting those boundaries, verbalizing them to people is going to be helpful within this progress, because that's going to help you avoid a lot of mind, you know, like altering your path. So yeah, definitely. Make sure that you check your rising and your moon sign, Aquarius. I love you guys, and I will see you next video.